Now, the fighting in Sudan is a complex issue with no easy solutions. At its core is a power struggle between two powerful men, Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and Mohamed Hamdan Dagalo, who are both determined to control the country. The United Nations official says that Sudan has descended into a full-blown humanitarian catastrophe. The months-long armed conflict is worsening the country's dire humanitarian conditions as millions of people scramble for food and safety. The outcome of the conflict is uncertain, but it will significantly impact Sudan's future. Now, for more insight, viewers Paul Ndiho spoke to Edgar Githua, an international relations security and diplomatic expert at the U.S. International University in Nairobi.
Sudan is a country that has gone through very many coups from the time it got its independence. It got its coup in 1959, got coups many years coming down the road, up to the last coup that was the major coup in 89 that brought Omar al-Bashir into power. Now, Bashir came into power and realized very easily that the same way he came through the force of the gun, somebody else could overthrow him. So over the years, he created the RSF forces. There were the former Janjaweed militia that were operating in Darfur, but he elevated them to a quasi-military status in what we call coup-proofing, just to ensure that he does not get kicked out of power. So the RSF was the counterbalance to the Sudan army under Burhan. So Bashir was able to use divide and rule between these two military leaders and keeping them in checks and balance to his own advantage. Right now, the biggest problem in Sudan is that the power struggle between Burhan and Dagalo is on who is going to play a more prominent role in either post-civilian government or in the Sudan going forward. My analysis on the issue is that what is disturbing these two leaders is that they are not sure of the role they will play going forward in the governance of Sudan. If someone can assure them that their positions as two independent military leaders will not be touched, I have a feeling the situation will de-escalate and there will be a greater chance of peace coming into Sudan. There's a lot of external interference in the Sudan conflict. It is a proxy war. We have Egypt inside there. We have the United Arab Emirates inside there. We have Russia inside there. We have Libya inside there. All these countries have different things that are at stake. For the Russians, the Wagner group, it's a trade, it's a gold they deal with. The United Arab Emirates is their access to the port that they want to build at Port Sudan. The Russians also want access to Port Sudan because they want to build a big naval base. So we have all this. Egypt is worried that they want Burhan to remain in power because of the Ethiopian dam, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. So Sudan is one of those conflicts in Africa that has a lot of external influence.
That's an interesting angle that you bring in. When you look at the players who are already there, they're all there for a reason. And so how are they going to be kicked out? There's no army, no force that can literally go in there and try to stop these guys.
It's true. You're right. And that's in international relations, we usually say there is no global overacting power we don't have any global police force that can arrest whoever is breaking the law. This needs to come, this is concerted effort. I believe with or without the veto power, I believe the UN Security Council, taking up this matter seriously, can decide to pass very serious resolutions that can have far-reaching implications, especially on Libya, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates. Russia is a different ballgame. I understand they are a veto power and they are a great power in their own right. But at least let us start with all these other smaller regional interests. Tell them to back off. Once we get the external actors to back off, I believe Dagalo and Burhan might agree to cease and de-escalate the situation and be able to sign a cessation of hostilities agreement so they can come to a ceasefire.
That was viewers Paul Ndiho speaking to Edgar Githua, an international relations, security and diplomatic expert at the U.S. International University in Nairobi.